Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Landon Collins. Landon Collins is back. And I know I'm a few days late. Wasn't sure if I was going to do a video about Landon Collins' return. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I think about the role he can possibly play in this defense, I have to do a video about the return of Landon Collins. So first off, let me just say welcome back. Welcome back to the Humble 21. That's his handle. If on Twitter, I believe that's his handle on Instagram as well. The Humble one, the Humble 21. That's who it is. That's who we're talking about today. And again, a lot of people have the questions: where is Landon Collins going to fit in? Do you need somebody that can tackle well? Do you need a guy that can play in the box? Do you need a guy that's fast and can move side to side and cover the field on defense? That's where Landon Collins is going to play. But I will, if I have to put a position on it, I will say I believe he plays linebacker. I believe at some point in time he will make the active 53, and I think it's going to be him and Tay Crowder possibly on some plays. I think it's going to be him and Jalen Smith on some plays. But I think he plays in that intermediate section, in that second level, as an actual linebacker. You might see Landon Collins out there with three other safeties. It's very, very possible, as long as he's playing the role of a linebacker. And I'm here for all of that. We saw that Wink Martindale on the podium was saying that, they play a positionless defense. Now, I understand what he means by that. It's all cap to me, because you can't have a tackle playing safety. But I get what he's talking about when he says that we play a positionless defense. That means a lot of these roles can be other people's roles. Linebackers can be safety. Well, safeties can be linebackers. Corners can be safeties. Things like that. When it involves those certain positions, the guys up front, no matter what. I don't care what anybody says. But right now, I see Landon Collins is on the practice squad. He did make the trip to London. Still waiting to see if he was made active or not. If they brought him up, I believe that should be coming out a little bit later today. But again, I'm just happy to see this guy back in blue. I'm glad he's a New York Giant again. And they say once a Giant, always a Giant. If you go to the Washington football team, the Redskins, the Commanders, it makes me think about that a little bit. But I'm happy he's back. Of course, at the time where, we let him walk, the amount of money that Washington was going to pay him, it just was too much for the Giants to have to pay at that time. And unfortunately, we had to let him go. Now, not saying that Landon Collins is the best guy out there. Even when he played with us, we still had issues with the tight end position and stuff like that, being able to cover tight ends. But I think now with Wink Martindale here, I think we use Landon Collins to his strengths. And that's in the box, in support of the run. And you got a guy that's fast enough to go side to side. So you really don't get that with our linebacker position. Tay Crowder is athletic. I wouldn't say that he's as athletic as Landon Collins is moving side to side. I won't say that. Again, Landon Collins and Tay Crowder are almost probably the same size. So Landon Collins moving into that linebacker role, which I think he will play, I don't think he's going to be missing anything there. I think he's solid enough and big enough to play and physical enough to play that position. And we'll see what happens with that. But I am ultimately glad that this man is back on the team, back with the New York Giants. He seems to be happy. I saw he was reunited with LPG, the license plate guy. They got pictures up. That was his homie back in the day, the softball games that they were doing and things like that. So I'm happy to see Landon Collins back in blue. But I'm even more happy to see, or even happier to see, Wink Martindale, mold him into the kind of linebacker, hybrid safety that we need for this New York Giants team. And I think it's the perfect timing, too, because obviously we have Green Bay this week. Aaron Rodgers has the ability to move around in the pocket. But next week we have the Ravens coming to town. We have Lamar Jackson. And you definitely need a guy that can spy on Lamar Jackson. And we'll see what happens, because we still do have Dane Belton on the squad. I think another reason why they signed Landon Collins too is because Julian Love was in concussion protocol at the time, but I believe he will clear those concussion protocols. I believe if he hasn't done it already. But I can't wait to see what this defense is going to look like against the Green Bay Packers. Again, we have a two-headed monster at running back for the Green Bay Packers, and then you also have Aaron Rodgers. And here's the thing. If the Giants find a way to win this game, what are people going to say next? Because every time we've won this year so far, they've talked about how bad the competition was. But if you beat a 3-1 Green Bay Packers, what are people going to say then? Maybe they just call us lucky. Never get too much respect here at the end of the day. But again, this is just a quick video on Landon Collins. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The channel is growing, and it's all because of you. But from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.